Welcome to this episode of the Keto Vegan. In today's episode, I'm going to make some roasted vegetables with Richmond not chicken roasted barbecue bits or whatever they're called. I'd love it if you could hit subscribe or follow me for more vegan keto stuff and things that I want to talk about as well. So let's get into this episode. I wanted to keep it quite simple. I've got very fussy about the vegetables that I use. I'm not that keen on broccoli, courgettes, cauliflower. I know cauliflower is such a good staple, isn't it? So what I decided to use today in this one was the Richmond Meat-free, no chicken, chargrilled pieces. Mushrooms, baby mushrooms, I didn't bother cutting those up. Some celeriac cubed, Pak Choi, green beans, asparagus. That's all that went in it for the vegetables and protein. I got a big baking dish. I got some virgin olive oil and lined the bottom with lots of that oil, as much as we can, because we want to have high fat content. That's really important. Into that went the 3 bags of no chicken, more oil as well. Don't forget, we want as high fat content as we can. And because this is not really in a sauce, we want to add as much because we're going to be basting it rather than having loads of sauce all over it. In then put the celeriac and all of the mushrooms. Give it a good shake, level it out. And now's when you add your flavourings. You can do whatever flavours you like, but what I've put in this one is more oil. Yes, some sesame oil. I do love sesame oil. I like the flavour of that. Some premium light soy sauce. You don't want to go too heavy with this because it's salty, funnily enough. And you can always add more. Once it's roasted for a little while, you can give it a check, see what else you want to add in. And of course, you know I love liquid smoke. Put a generous amount of that in. And now you add a little bit of sweetness because of the flavours in there, especially with the soy sauce. You want it to be quite palatable, and just a little bit of sugar-free sugar. I wouldn't use liquid sweetener here because you want it to kind of thicken up as much as you can. And by putting a little bit of sugar in there, that does not look like a little bit at all. That looks like quite a bloody lot. Okay, it's going to be a big dish. It's going to be a big dish. So you put your sugar in there, your sugar-free sugar, because we are keto. And now I add my favorite thing, one of my favorite things, some smoked paprika. That gives it a lovely flavor. Do you get the idea that I like smoky things? I do. Bit obvious, isn't it? Then mix it all up as best you can without throwing any over the edge. And then put it in the oven. I had my oven on full blast and leave it for about 20 to 30 minutes just to get the edge off. Then I added my green beans and my asparagus, but I cut off the tips and didn't put the tips in because the tips are more delicate than the stalks. So I roasted the stalks first for longer, and the green beans don't get too soft quickly. They actually stay quite firm, which I really like about green beans. Then you add more oil, more sesame oil. Got to keep that fat content high and turn it over again to get the flavors all the way through. You can see there's a little bit of sauce in there now because the mushrooms haven't started losing their moisture yet, and they will lose moisture the longer they roast for. Put it back in the oven. Still, it was on at least 200 at this point. Then about half an hour, 40 minutes later, get it out. I think I might have turned the oven down a little bit by this time. You can see there, they're roasting really nice. You can see the celeriac is looking lovely and roasted. I then added the Pak Choi and the asparagus tips. It's all strategic, you know. Turned it over again, tested the flavour to see if I wanted anything else. And you can see I did. I wanted more paprika because it was pretty bland at that time. So more paprika went in there, smoked paprika, of course. I also added more soy sauce, more liquid smoke, even more sugar. Good grief. even more no sugar. And guess what? More oil. I think I used a whole bottle of sesame oil on that one. Turn it over again, put it back in the oven for another half hour or so. Do check it's not going to burn though. I really hope you enjoyed that episode. Look at that. It looks so tasty, doesn't it? You could add different vegetables. If you don't like celeriac or pak choi, don't put them in. Find the vegetables that you love that are really low carb. I'll see you next time when I'm sharing how easy it is to make a celeriac burger slaw that I took to my great nephew's birthday barbecue. He was 2 years old, and the whole thing nearly went. That's next episode. I'll see you then.